Evening, everyone. Excellent evening, everyone. We're all welcome to this evening's broadcast. Welcome to every one of us. We are welcome to this evening's broadcast. How are we all doing? I hope we're great. Today we are going to be looking at the low glycemic index food and diet for diabetes. We're going to be checking out so many foods and their glycemic index. So we'll take each particular food, check their glycemic index, then I'll tell you the groups of the indexes, the low, the middle, and the high glycemic index, and why it is so, and why you should eat what you should eat. So you're welcome to this evening's broadcast. Who has joined us online? If you have joined us, please greet so that I can welcome you to this evening's broadcast. As I also share on my pages, I'll also ask that you help to share on your own pages also. Welcome. Hello, Chinenye Obiora. You're welcome to this evening's broadcast. Today we are looking at glycemic index. Thank you for joining and joining early. So you can help share out with your friends also, as I share this on my pages too. Hello, Ngozi Meke. You're welcome to this evening's broadcast. Today we are looking at glycemic index, the low ones for diabetic patients. So we're going to be looking at it not just for diabetic patients but for health generally. Of course, you know that at this age, middle age, that we need to start checking what we eat, and we need to start being sure so that we don't get overweight. Hello, Ihoma. You're welcome Oluwatoyin. We're all welcome to this evening's broadcast. It's going to be a packed full day, and we're not going to take our time today. So welcome. You can as well ask any question that you have today, and also please share with your friends. Hello, Nancy David. You're welcome Oluwatoyin. We're all welcome to this evening's broadcast. Welcome. I'm trying to share with everyone on my page, so I just ask that you also share it out on your pages too, so that people can join us this evening as we go live and actually make good use of the time this evening. Welcome. I can see a lot of people online. Kindly share with your friends, share with a lot of people, so that we can get going today. Welcome. Hello, Favor. You're welcome to this evening's broadcast. Thanks for joining early. So I'll soon be through sharing to the last group now, and then we get going today as we look at glycemic index and the food to avoid and the food to take. Thank you for the rules. I appreciate. Love you too. love you too. Welcome, Udonwa Uche. Thanks a lot for the love. So I'll put my frame in a way that I can take your question. So you can go ahead and ask your question from early. Don't wait till the last minute. If you have anything that was bothering you before, you can ask your question now, and I'll be taking our questions as we're going. I think I welcome everyone that is online. So like I said, today we're looking at the low glycemic index foods and diets that we need to take for diabetic patients. If you're diabetic or if your sugar level is high, we're looking at what to do, the kind of food you're supposed to eat that can help you to make sure you don't allow your sugar level to go all the way. Hello, Grace. Welcome, Grace. Welcome, Ify. Last week, we looked at the foods that we need to eat. And on Saturday, of course, we did some smoothie. We got cut off at the end, so I couldn't show you the procedure and the instructions and the recipe for the smoothie. So you can go down my page. I posted them later so that you can watch them, okay? So today we're going to look at scientifically what has been tested and what people have said, the scientists, those that are the food scientists, what they have found out concerning glycemic index of food, of different foods. So we're going to look at it. Of course, you know that, like I told us, there are 4 types of diabetes. We have the pre-diabetics. That's those that are the borderline of diabetes, that they say your sugar level is high and the doctor will say you should be careful. Then we also have that diabetes that is induced from pregnancy. the gestational diabetes, and then we now have type 1 diabetes, which is autoimmune, and then type 2 diabetes that could be caused by you. And that's why our food is very, very essential. Our lifestyle is very, very essential so that we can prevent some of these diseases. They are preventable. You can be healthy. You can be healthy. And I pray that your own vision for yourself will be that you will be healthy. Because the scripture even puts it that the will of God for us is for us to be healthy and prosper and be in health. You know, even as our soul prospers. That's the will of God for us. So be in health, even as your soul prospers. So we're looking at the glycemic index so that you will know the foods to avoid, or the type of food to, when you're eating it, you know how to eat it, what and how to eat it. That's what we're looking at today. The glycemic index is a value assigned to foods based on how slowly or how quickly those foods can cause increase in the blood glucose levels. So that's what glycemic index is, and that's why scientists, they have machines that they use in finding this out. So that's when I'm talking about high glycemic index, that means the foods that can quickly increase your blood sugar levels. And when I say low glycemic index food, those are the food that slowly, you know, releases the sugar to your bloodstream. So food low on the glycemic index scale tend to release glucose slowly and steadily. And then foods that are high in glycemic index releases the glucose rapidly. And you know, it's not very good for one to have that rush of change in your blood glucose level. So low glycemic index foods tend to foster weight loss, because that means you will not be able to add weight because they are very good for you. And then food that are high in glycemic index helps with energy recovery after exercise, or to offset hypo or insufficient glycemia. So you see, that's why sometimes it's not good to say this food is bad, because there are some times that people will have very low glucose level in their blood, and they will say quickly go and take glucose, quickly go and take glucose. And some people who have it high, they have to also know how to bring it down. So it's just to know yourself. Like I always say, try to study yourself, know yourself, so that you will know what your body needs. And please, please, please try to stick to what your body needs. Hello, you're welcome. Ifibo, you're welcome. Grace, you're welcome. Welcome Folakame and Yola. Welcome Mafa to this evening's broadcast. We're all welcome, welcome. Now, what's the purpose of glycemic index? Why do scientists and food nutritionists like us go into it to actually study and advise our clients about it? You know, the purpose of glycemic index diet is to eat carbohydrate containing foods that are less likely to cause large increase in the blood glucose level, the blood sugar level. Hello, Jen Destiny, you're welcome. So the diet could be a means to lose weight also, and then the low index diets can also be a means for you to be careful about the food you're taking, that it does not cause a large increase in your blood sugar level. Also, food that are low in glycemic index can also help you prevent chronic diseases that are related to obesity, such as diabetes, like we're treating this month, and cardiovascular diseases that we have treated like 2 months ago, high blood pressure, palpitation, and things like that. If you go down my page, you will see all this. Now, why you might also want to follow low glycemic index diets is because you might want to lose weight and maintain a healthy weight and a healthy heart and a healthy habit. So if you want to lose weight and you want to maintain a healthy heart and a healthy lifestyle, then you need to check the glycemic index and make sure that you're taking the food that are lower in the glycemic index. Also, if you know the type of food that are high in glycemic index and low in glycemic index, it also help you in planning and eating healthier meals, so that you don't just eat anything anyhow. Even if you visit a restaurant and you need to eat, you know what to choose, so that you can have a healthy meal each time you're eating. And then it also helps you to level as part of the diabetic treatment. For those, of course, who are type 1 diabetes, you just need to know it, so you know how to maintain your food, even so that you won't cause some other secondary symptoms and secondary issues for your health. Now, studies suggest that a glycemic index diet can also help you achieve all the goals that I have said, but we need to be careful. You know, you might be able to achieve this thing. Don't do this. Hey Lord, oh, this network was very good. I don't know if you heard me, but I said you might also be able to achieve the same health benefits, not just by only knowing your glycemic index, but also eating a healthy diet, maintaining your healthy weight, and then getting enough exercises. Lifestyle is important, diet is important, exercises are important. So it's not just all about glycemic index. Some people will tell you just do one thing and you're going to get all the miracles. The miracles don't come like that. It has to be comprehensive. It has to be in total, that you'll be able to get yourself to be what you need to be and how you need to be. All right, so purpose of glycemic index also, studies of patients with type 1 diabetes found that replacing high glycemic index carbohydrates with low glycemic index carbohydrates improved their blood sugar control and also reduce the hypoglycemic episodes that they have, all those, you know, crises that they have. If they stay on maintain a good glycemic index food, they had a good result for that. So, and that's why almost every association that are dealing with diabetes, like the American Diabetes Association, Nigerian Diabetes Association, Canadian Diabetes Association, advise that people with diabetes, both type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes, pre-diabetes, gestational diabetes, that they use the low glycemic index as a way to help, you know, them to have a healthy food and manage their conditions very, very well. So blood also, you know, studies also show that the total amount of carbohydrates in a food is generally also a stronger predictor of blood glucose response even than glycemic index. You know why? Some food might be low in glycemic index, but they have high carbohydrates. I'm going to be sharing a few with us by the time we are ending this session of today to show you. So that's why I also talk about portion control, I talk about intermittent fasting, and I talk about having vegetable-based food. So it's not just all about glycemic index. You also need to note the amount of carbohydrates in each food you're taking if you want to lose weight and also if you're having diabetes. So based on this research, for most people with diabetes, the best tool for managing blood glucose is carbohydrate counting, portion control, and noting your glycemic index. Like I said, it's a comprehensive thing. You won't just stick to one. So some clinical studies also show that low glycemic index may help people with diabetes control blood sugar level, although the observed effects may also be attributed to low calorie also. You know, if you're watching your weight, calorie in, calorie out, you need to also watch that, and then make sure you're taking high fiber content foods in your diet, you know, as we're going to be talking about today. So foods on glycemic index diet are scored on a scale of 0 to 100. They start from 0 glycemic index to 100 glycemic index based on how much they raise your blood sugar level. So the ones that are lower are lower numbers, maybe from 0, and then as you start going up, it goes on. So generally, foods that are high in glycemic index are scored 70 and above. Once it's 70 and above, then that's high glycemic index food. That's like white rice, white bread, white bagels, white baked potatoes, crackers, sugar sweetened beverages, and surprisingly, watermelon. Watermelon is very high in glycemic index. We're going to be seeing it with other foods today. In fact, people who are diabetic, is advised you try to reduce your intake of watermelon a lot. Then the medium glycemic index foods are those that are between 56 to 69. 70 and above, high. 56 to 69 are medium. They include fruits like bananas, grapes, foods like spaghetti, ice cream, raisins and corn. Hello Felicia, good evening, you're welcome. Welcome Amaka, you're welcome to this evening's broadcast. Welcome Esther, you're also welcome to this evening's broadcast. Thank you for thanking me. Then low glycemic index foods are those between 55% and lower, 0 to 55%. So we have 0 to 55% low index, low glycemic index, 56 to 69 medium glycemic index, and then 70 and above high glycemic index. So the low glycemic index include oatmeal. It's very, very good for diabetic patients. Peanuts, all forms of peas, carrots, kidney beans, all forms of legumes, you know, and many fruits are also low in glycemic index. Apart from, like I told us on Saturday, I think pineapple and watermelon are quite high. In fact, watermelon is even higher than pineapple. Why? Pineapple might be sweeter, but it has a lot of fiber. But watermelon, the fiber is quite lower than that of pineapple. So that's why I say it's not just all about glycemic index. There are other things involved in it also. Hello Felicia, you're welcome. Welcome to this evening's broadcast. We're looking at glycemic index and diabetes. Welcome Amaka Mimi, you're welcome. So how are glycemic index measured? You know, the glycemic index is a measure of the effect of food, like I told us to raise blood sugar level after being eaten. When you have taken the food, how will they raise your blood sugar level? Then the rating of food must also be measured with scientific methods, and that's what, you know, I've told us that before. So there are many clinical trials they do before they can utilize and get that measurement. So foods, like I told us, that are high in glycemic index contain rapidly digested carbohydrates. That's it. Hello Victory, Otuak, you're welcome to this evening's broadcast. So foods with high glycemic index score contain rapidly digested carbohydrates. So when the carbohydrates are digested rapidly, they produce a large rapid rise and fall in the level of the blood sugar in your bloodstream. But the food with low glycemic index score contains slowly digested carbohydrates, which will now produce a gradual and relatively low and rise in the level of your blood sugar, and that's why they are preferred. So to help you understand how the foods you are eating might impact your blood glucose level, there are some abbreviated charts on the glycemic index for more than, you know, so many foods. I have so many foods that I've looked at today. I'm going to just run through them, and then we can discuss how you can combine them to make your food, and then I'll show you the combination of glycemic index and also carbohydrate content, and then we take our questions and close for today. Remember that by this time next week, we will be launching our book on diabetes. If you want to make a prepayment for the book is 1,500. Those who will pay on the day we are launching it is 2,500, and after that is 4,000 naira. It's a very comprehensive book that can help you. So if you want to do prepayment, you can contact me. You can always do prepayment of 1,500. On the day we are going to launch it, 2,500, and after that is 4,000 naira. All right. Let's look at low, medium, and high glycemic index food. So you know what we're going to do? Oh dear, what do? I want to give a lot of people gifts today. Let me see. I have one beautiful book. I don't know, a few of you might have it. That book looked at one of the food that is very, very good for diabetes. Hello Fasan Mercy, you're welcome. I want to do a lot of giveaway of that book. So there are two books that we are going to get today, and one is on smoothies and one is on cucumber recipes. More than 20 recipes you can do with cucumber. So I'm going to be giving it free today to people who will score highest in today's game. Today's game is very, very simple. So number one, you know, when you share, Facebook is going to tell me if you share this video. So once you share this video with somebody, you're going to get that book automatically. Then the second game is you will get one of the books once you share automatically. The second game will be if you get correctly the grouping, the glycemic index, the grouping. You know, I said we have low, medium, and high. So I'm going to be asking you some food. When I tell you what the food is, the glycemic index reading, I'll ask you whether it's high or low. The first person to type it is going to get the book. All right, so we have grouping of foods that I want to share with us. Before I go one by one and talk about them, I just want to quickly read through them. We have grains and starch. That's the foods that have grains with starch, okay? And then we have vegetables, we have fruits, we have dairy, and then we have protein. Of course, you know these are supposed to be in your meal. Like I always tell us, if you're doing your portion control, you must have your vegetables, you must have your protein, you must have your starch or carbohydrates as it means, and then you can also have your fruits when you're eating each meal. And of course, if it's your breakfast, or some people who love taking drinks when they are eating, you have your juices or your dairy products that you can use. Hello, Miss San, you're welcome. Welcome for San Mercy. Welcome, Oyewo Abike. You're welcome to this evening's broadcast. This evening we're looking at glycemic index and how the diet for diabetic patient. All right, so we have under the glycemic index that we're going to be looking at, I want to look at rice bran. Rice bran has 27, brown cereal 42, spaghetti 54, sweet corn 54, wild rice 57, sweet potato 61. Now, can somebody tell me, sweet potato, where does it fall in? High, low, or medium? The first person to get it is getting a gift of one book from me. All right. Whole wheat 71, Costco 65, muesli 80, baked potato 85, taco shells 97, white bread 100. White bread is 100 on the glycemic index. In fact, Big O White even just moved on to 103. Cornflakes 84, banana bread 47, all brown, all those cereal we take that are all brown 42, oat brown bread 48, asparagus 15, broccoli 15, cucumber 15, lettuce 15, all types of pepper, bell pepper, chili pepper 15, spinach 15, ewedu 15, tete 15, tomatoes 15, chickpea 33, cooked carrots 39, sweet corn 55, ugu 15, mashed potatoes 73, grapefruits 25, apple 38, peach 42, orange 46, banana 54, mango 56, pineapple 66, watermelon 80. Some watermelon are even 95. The very sweet ones are even 95. Wow. Cherries 22, plum 24, kiwi fruit 52, pears 36, dates 100. Then we have dairy foods. We have yogurt 14, especially plain yogurt, whole milk 27, soya milk 30. Then fat-free milk, we have the chocolate and all that. Ice cream 61, low-fat yogurt 15, and then all these milk they call fat-free milk in the supermarket are like 32. So I'm going to see who got the one I asked us to look for was sweet potato, and I said you should tell me the reading for sweet potato. Let me see. Homer said hi. No, I think if he has one today, if he say medium. Remember that I told us that high. What did I tell us about the reading? If you want to know the reading, I'm still going to tell you, because we still do some kind of quiz as we go on. So 70 food that are 70 and higher are high. Then foods that are 55 and lower are low. So between 56 and 69 are medium. So if that is medium, then that means that sweet potato is medium. If you want it, if you remind me to give you your book. Udonwa said hi. Celarita, excellent evening from Equatorial Guinea. Wow, you're welcome from Equatorial Guinea. Good evening, Lillian. Victory's Otwak said hi. No. Jane Destiny, you said medium. Yes, but if he has won that, sweet potato is low. No, Nancy is medium. Ngozi make a medium. If he, Ngozi said it before you. Amaka Mimi, medium. They said it before you. Victory Otwak is actually medium. So you will have a chance to have another game that we will still do. So just be the fastest finger. So Angie, you have one of the books. You can tell me the book you want. Then I've not seen anybody sharing the video yet. So share today's video so you can also get your gift. So now, like I said, white bread has 100% in the glycemic index. Can you see why? If you're having diabetes, stay away from white bread. You can go ahead and take your wheat bread. It's better for you. And then even if you're taking wheat bread, because if you check what we read, it still has quite a lot. You can now use a lot of vegetables like carrots. You can have carrots with your bread. You can have almond cream or almond butter or peanut butter instead of going on with butter again to make it quite much, because like whole wheat bread is 74 in the glycemic index, so it's still high, but it's better because it still has some fiber. I'm going to be telling you about the carbohydrate level later. All right, so like other types of bread, like grain bread is 53, unleavened bread is 70, wheat roti is like 62, corn tortilla for those who are abroad is like 46. Then white rice, boiled white rice is between 73 and 77. Then brown boiled rice between 68 and 72. Barley, very, very good, 28. You know, barley is in the group of all these like acha, sorghum. That's why I'm saying, you know, barley is very, very good. Sorghum is very, very good. Sometimes, most times, instead of you even eating brown rice, go ahead and take your sorghum. They will give you the same taste, the same feeling, and yet they are better for you because they are very low in glycemic index. So eating like barley that is 28 or 30 in glycemic index with a lot of vegetable, very good for diabetic patients. Sweet corn is like 52 to 57. White spaghetti, I've already told us 70 something. Spaghetti, whole meal spaghetti is about 50 something. You know, Costco, I've already told us before the level of Costco. Then coming to breakfast cereals, let's even look at breakfast cereals that we usually take. Which ones are better for us? Cornflakes is 81 to 88. So it's quite high. So if you're a diabetic patient, don't take cornflakes. Try to stay away from cornflakes. You know, instead take other cereals that are better for you. Like wheat flaked biscuit is still high. Porridge rolled oats is about 55 to 57. So who can tell me when you have already made your oats, what's the level? It's between 55 and 57. Who can tell me the level that it falls into? The fastest hand. Then instant oat porridge is 79. Then we have millet porridge is 67. Then muesli. This muesli, I love muesli a lot. You know, it's 57 plus 2 in the glycemic index. Then let's go to fruits and vegetables. Let's go to fruits and vegetables. I mean the level, don't worry. Which level does it fall to? I asked them concerning instant oat porridge. Was it what I asked? Yes, I think. No, I asked about porridge, rolled oats. And I said it's between 55 and 57. So tell me the level where it falls to. Oh, Udrak has gotten it already. No, Udrak, no, you were answering the other one. It's not this one. It's Mata that got it. Udrak, you answered it the other time. So it's Mata. Mata, chat me on my number on the screen. I want to put my number on the screen for you and then pin it. +234 if you don't have it already. So you can get one of the book. You can get, you know, there are 2 books. So you can win 2. +234 703 515 1642. +234 703 515 1642. Okay, I'll go ahead and pin it now so that those of you who win will have where to get your books from. All right, I've pinned my number now so that you can have it there. All right, so if we're talking about fruits and the fruit products, what are their glycemic index? what are they in their glycemic index, and then you will be able to tell me, okay, this is what it's scoring. So apple is raw apple 36 to 38, orange 43 to 47, banana between 51 and 55, pineapple about 70 something, mango raw 51, between 51 and 56, between 51 and 55, 56. Then peach can 43 to 49. Who can tell me the level of peach can? The first person to get it is also going to get a book now. Then apple juice, you'll find out that apple raw is about 36, but when you now juice the apple, it's 43. So you can see why we advise you shouldn't take juiced fruits. You should take the fruits raw. Orange, if you juice your orange, it is about 55, but when your orange is raw, it's just about 43. So raw fruits are preferred to high juices. And when you're answering the question, please put what you're answering. Like the last one I asked now was I asked us about I think I asked us about peaches. Yes, so you just put peaches and put what it is. Oh, Amaka, maybe you've shared already. I'm still waiting. Okay, oh, we will see if you have shared. No, Lillian is not raw. Jane Destiny got it is low. So Jane Destiny, chat me for your free book. Is low. It is low in glycemic level. So let's look at vegetables. Very, very important. Of course, you know that sweet potato is a kind of vegetable. You know that Irish potato is a kind of vegetable. You know that carrot is a kind of vegetable. And then we can put plantain and green bananas among vegetables here. And then pumpkins among vegetables, okay? All right, so when you have them boiled, remember when you're taking raw food, they could be lower in glycemic level than when you boil them, because when you've already boiled them, the sugar in them have already cracked open, you know, on them to come out. Hey, these people, you're not serious. I have to finish fast. All right, so boiled Irish potato is 78 to about 82 in glycemic index. So, okay, potato instant, when you get your potato and you mash your potatoes, you know, instant mashed potatoes is about 87 plus 3. Then French fries potatoes are about 63 to 68. Carrots, if you boil your carrots, is about 39. Then sweet potatoes, if you boil it, is about 63. Pumpkin, 64. Plantain or unripe plantain, unripe banana is about 55. And that's why they are very good for people with diabetes. Unripe plantain and unripe banana, they are very, very good for people with diabetes. Then when you now cook your vegetable, remember that I said the vegetables are about 15. But when you now cook them, they rise to about 48 because of all the other ingredients that are added for them to be cooked with, okay? Then dairy products I've already told us, but you can still remember that even ice cream can be taken. But of course, know what you're taking it with, okay? And depending on what other elements that you have, that's what determines it, because full milk is about 39 to 42, and skim milk is just about 35 to 37. Ice cream, like I told us, is about 51, 55, you know, that you can have them with. Then legumes, which are very, very important for those with diabetes. Remember that each time I talk about meals for diabetic patients, I always talk about legumes. Now, also the way you process your food determines their glycemic index. Remember, I always say this. The processing of your food is very, very important. Like soya beans, if you cook and eat your soya bean with all the roughages inside, is as low as 16, 17. But remember what I told us when I was talking about the level when it's like a milk, when you've already juiced it as a milk, it's 30. Do you understand? Why is it 30 as a milk and then it's just 16, 17 as a whole grain food? Because the chaff is in it. When you squeeze out and remove all the chaff in a food and then allow only the starch in it or the cream milk in it, it's higher in glycemic index. And that's why I advocate that if you're diabetic, please cook your beans whole. If you're making moi, make it whole. Don't go and remove the skin from it, because it goes higher in the glycemic index. The same with kidney beans, chickpeas. They are just about 28 to 24, lentils about 32, beans about 28. So eat it whole. But once you, like corn now, corn, the glycemic index might be just about 70, about 60 something, 70 something. But once you sieve it out as pap, it goes as high as 80 something. So that's why it's very, very good for you to take them with their back, with their skin, with their chaff. That's what people call it. So we also have some snack products that you can take. Chocolate, dark chocolate is lower than milk chocolate and other type of chocolate. They range between 40 to 45. Popcorn 65 to 70, depending on how you processed it. Potato chips between 57 and 60, depending on how you do it. And the soft drinks, soda between 59 to 62. And then rice crackers 87. Plain rice, white rice is very, very high in the glycemic index. Okay, so when we come to sugar, because some people actually cannot do away without taking sugar, glucose is 100% and above. It's 103 to 107 normal glucose, and that's why it's given to those with low blood sugar, so that it can quickly increase their blood sugar level. Honey 61 plus 61 to about 64, and that's why I tell people, if you are diabetic and you're staying away from sugar, don't make honey your alternative. Make nuts your alternative. If you want to take cereals, take your cereals with nuts. Okay, if you want to take tea with lemon and lime. Don't go to honey thinking you're doing something good for yourself. Then fructose is about 15 to 19. Sucrose about 65. Sucrose is also very high. Okay, I told us that I was going to do one thing, that I'm going to share the level of glycemic index and then the net carbohydrate content of some of the foods that we need to take. Hello, Osa, you're welcome. Hello, Mila Stable, welcome to this evening's broadcast. Welcome. I'm still waiting for our questions so I can take our questions, because we'll soon be calling it a day. We're not staying so long today. I don't want to spend more than 45-50 minutes today. All right, so I told us that if you're a diabetic patient, yeah, you can take some foods that are between medium to low. Okay, medium to low index food. That's what you're supposed to take. And when you're taking that food, like what I'm going to do in the book today, I'm just reading through food in their groups. Okay, in the book you're going to have high index food, and I'm going to share it according to the group: vegetables, fruits, dairy, and then you will have medium index food, and I'm going to give it to you like that in their groups. Thank you for the thumbs up, thank you for the love, I appreciate, I love you all. And then I'm going to give you low one, according to their group, so that it will be easy for you if you're making your meal to be able to say, okay, I pick this, and pick that. So when we are talking about the carbohydrate content of food, I'm also going to go an extra mile in that book to give you glycemic index and carbohydrate content, because those two are very important. And of course, you already know what portion control is. I'll still put it there in the book for you, because it's very important for you to have a prior knowledge of what portion control is and how you're supposed to also do. So the book is going to be a very big, packed, full book that can help diabetic patients, because one thing, some other ailments might not be based on diet, primarily and directly, but diabetes is it has a lot to do with your diet. Somebody can just have a crisis and just die because of either very high or very low sugar levels in the blood. So that's why it's very, very important. So like that, I was saying, if you're taking your if you're taking your wheat bread instead of white bread, because that's how it's supposed to be. If you're taking your breakfast, you take your wheat bread whole meal. Remember, I said whole meal. And it's also very important that you do your own bread if you can. It doesn't really take much. For those of you who love bread, I can stay a whole year without eating bread. It's my husband that loves bread. So because he loves bread, I have to go out of my way to look for good bread, and sometimes I bake them. I prefer cookies because I can make cookie with anything. I can just put some vegetables and nuts together. I know how to bind them, and I make cookie and I'm eating my cookie, you know. So like if you're taking breakfast and you're taking your whole meal bread, your whole wheat bread, it's better, like I said, to take it with peanuts. For example, peanut has in glycemic index is about 14, and the net carb, if you're taking like 100 to 120 grams of it, is just like 15. So when you combine that peanut, because of the net carb of 15, it drops the glycemic index to as low as the glycemic level, the blood sugar level, to as low as 2. So that's what I'm trying to tell us. What I'm doing is trying to tell you how knowing the glycemic index and the carbohydrate content of your food can affect the glycemic level of your blood sugar level. So by the time you take peanuts with your wheat brown bread, it's very good. It just drops it to about 2. So why don't you go ahead and have your peanut butter with your food, you know, with your bread, with your, in glycemic index, they're about 25. A cup of it, like 1 cup of it. If you now make 1 cup of it as a meal, the net carb there is 4. So what does it do to the blood sugar level? It drops it to just 1. So very, very good. So I'm just trying to tell you how you can combine your meal. So if you're taking breakfast now and you're taking your peanut butter with your whole grain bread, then have a cup of beans with it, or so sorry, I'm really my network is very bad today. It just bumped me out, and that's why I need to quickly finish so that I can round up with us. But if you have more questions and it bumps me out and I can't answer your question, you can ask the question on the number of the screen. If it says she loves bread and she makes it herself, very, very good. When my children were all home, I used to make bread that we take. I used to make the bread we take. But since they are not home, it's from time to time I make it when I know I need to make some kind of special bread for my husband. So it's very, very good for you to make your own bread. I love homemade bread. So when I visit UK, you will make bread for me so I can take. Hello, Efang, you're welcome. Thank you for the thumbs up. Amaka, thank you for the thumbs up. Nancy, I appreciate you all. All right, so like now, for example, if you are taking low-fat yogurt is about 33 in glycemic index, and then the carbohydrate level is about 47, so it takes your blood sugar level to 16, which is quite high. Now let me take some of the high ones. Potato chips is about 54 in glycemic index, and the carbohydrate content is 55. You can see that is high. So it takes your blood, your glucose level to 30. And all this brown rice takes it to 23. When you look at the glycemic index and the carbohydrate content. So what am I saying? It's not just about glycemic index. The carbohydrate content is also very, very important. It's also very, very important. Something like white rice. White rice is about 64 in glycemic index, 64 plus. Then the carbohydrate content is just 1 cup of white rice that you're eating is about 52. So by the time you cook it, after cooking and you're eating it, what does it do to your blood sugar level? It increases it by as much as 33 to 35%, which is quite high. So that's why you should know the food to stay away from. Stay away from food that are high in glycemic level and high content of carbohydrates. When those two combine, it can make your blood sugar level to go haywire. So you need to be very, very careful. And I've told you some of them. Like all these Snickers, chocolate bars that we take, you know, is okay now. Like I told us that chocolate, you can take some chocolate. Snickers, for example, is just 55% in the glycemic level. That's medium, abi. But because it's medium in the glycemic index doesn't mean that you should go ahead and start eating Snickers. Why? Because the carbohydrate content is 64. So by the time you're taking Snickers, that is 55 glycemic index, 64 carbohydrate content, it now takes your blood sugar level, increases it by 35, which is very, very high. So stay away from Snickers, from all those chocolates if you are diabetic. So that I'm reading, that's why I made that caution from the word go. That I'm reading the glycemic index for us does not mean the food that are medium glycemic index that you should go ahead and start eating them like that. Note the carbohydrate content, which is what I'll try to do for us when I'm also getting our food ready for diabetic patients, because it's very, very important. I'm going to show you the carbohydrate content so that you will know what you're eating when you're eating it. Stay away from white rice. White rice shoots up your blood sugar level by 33. So I'm going to say some of those ones that are a little high for you. Pizza, 13 glucose level that it shoots your blood to. Apple is just 6, spaghetti 16, carrots just 2. Carrots are very, very good. Oranges 6, bananas 14, potato chips 30, brown rice 23, honey 9, oatmeal 12, ice cream 10, macaroni cheese 30, very, very high. White rice 33, like I told us, is very, very high. Glucose 50. So glucose is not supposed to be taken with anybody with high blood sugar level. It's only given to those with low blood sugar level. Baked Irish potato 28, that's quite high. So you should know, if you're taking baked Irish potato, take it with plenty carrots, plenty peas, portion control, so that you'll be able to bring down the blood sugar level. Now let me end up today by talking to us about portion control, briefly about portion control. I will briefly tell us about portion control as we end today. Now when we are talking about portion control is the kind of food you take, how you arrange your food, and how you take your food. Like, do I get a plate? Do I quickly get a plate? Anyway, I will just tell you. Okay, let me quickly get a plate so I can show us on a plate. Okay, so I have my plates here. I have my plates here, so we are looking at my plates. So if we're talking about portion control now, what we're talking about now is, if you're doing your portion control and you need to take your food, you need to watch where you're putting. You use the size of your plates to check what you're putting on your food, okay? You check what you're putting on your food. So like if you're eating now, you divide this food into two. If you divide this plate into two, the whole half should be vegetables. Remember what I told us, that even vegetables have carbohydrates in them. They also have their height in their glycemic index that they can have. So when you're taking your vegetables, note the vegetables you're taking. I'm going to be sharing that in the book for you to know their glycemic index, their carbohydrate content, and how you should take it. You know. So that you will know. Then if the remaining half now, you divide the remaining half into two. That's 25%. 25% should be your carbohydrate should be your carb, and then 25% should be your protein. So that's how it's supposed to be. So that's your portion control if we're talking about portion control. Okay, I have some questions. I'll go ahead and answer our questions and we'll call it a day. I don't want this something to disappoint us today. I don't want it to disappoint us today. Somebody is asking, I don't know how to make peanuts. It's very easy. Get your groundnut. Groundnut is peanuts, okay? If you get your groundnut, you just boil, roast it thinly. You can do it at home. You can just get your peanut, put it in the oven for a few, time, and then you wash it very well, put it in the oven. I make my own peanut at home with the skin. Remember, the skin is fiber, so it helps. Then you can either add pepper, chili pepper, and there's a spice they add. I like it hot. You can put any spice you like to make it your taste. Sometimes I put some powdered ginger. I put pepper to make it hot. I love hot things, chili things. So you can now have it. You can now have it and have it as it is. Hello, Ajuluchuku. Good evening. Okay, Jen Destiny, eggs are low in glycemic index. They are low. It depends on how you make it. Raw, cooked, fried, boiled, and whatever you add inside can now determine which level it is in the glycemic index. I'm going to be putting each one in the book for you with the quantity. And remember, the quantity also matters, okay? I'm talking about eggs now. They are low in glycemic index. They are low, but how you prepare it, the quantity and the size also determine how the number for your eggs. But one thing is that meat and eggs cannot spike up your blood sugar level, okay? Because like most carbohydrates will, because they don't have insufficient sugar to make any spike on your blood level, on your blood sugar level. So they are very safe for you. Eggs are also very good. In fact, the American Diabetes Association feels that eggs is an excellent choice for people with diabetes. So instead of taking some kind of meat for people with diabetes, they feel that eggs are very good, because eggs, one large egg will contain just about 1 gram of carbohydrates. So it's very good for you. Eggs are very good. Sorry, I didn't put it among what I said, but eggs are very good for you, okay? Portion control is your handful of all your content. I don't understand, Mele. I don't understand your question. But I've done portion control. If you need a little more understanding on portion control, go on my page, Aging with Grace, and type portion control. I did a lot of training on that day concerning portion control. Like I told us that thumbs represent our fats. That's the oil we should use to cook. When I'm cooking my soup for my husband and myself, I don't use more than a tablespoon. That's representing thumbs. And then when you want to represent your carbohydrates, it should be your fist, okay? Don't take your carb more than a fist. So if you're taking baked potato, it shouldn't be more than what your fist should carry. And then when we are talking about vegetables, we use our whole palms like this, okay? Your double palm. So your vegetable should be your double palm, and then your protein should be 1 palm. So I don't know if that's what you mean. Okay, Udonwa says she shared the video severally. Udonwa, chat me on my number and I'm going to give you your free ebook. So every one of us that want book, I mentioned your name today, chat me on my number on the screen so that you can get your book, okay? Do I have any honey? I've already talked about honey now, matter. You were not here when I was talking about honey. I also told us that it's not as if honey is low, and that's why we should be very careful with honey. That you should not make honey alternative for you, okay? Now I talked about honey. Let me see, what did I say honey was? I know I talked about honey today. I told you what honey was. Let me see if I can still see the exact number of honey. Yes, I say honey is 61 plus 3. So honey is still high. So you don't use it as an alternative, okay? Yes, follow the diet pyramid. If you have the diet pyramid, you follow the diet pyramid. Yes, if you're getting the book, you won. You are the first person to win, so you're getting the book. Any other question before we call it a day? We have just 1 minute to 6. So portion control, more 50% of vegetable, 25% of complex carbohydrates. Please stay away from simple carbohydrates. Like those of us from Nigeria, stay away from yam. Instead of eating yam, eat sweet potato or even Irish potato. They are better. Stay away from yam, okay? So 25% of complex carbohydrates like beans, like legumes, like peas, like lentils, they are good for you if you're diabetic. And not necessarily. Udonwa is asking to stir fry peas and carrots, but can it increase your sugar level? You can stir fry, but remember, frying shouldn't be your major way of cooking. I always tell us that steamed vegetables are better. Like now, I tell you, if you steam your carrot, I didn't say boil, steam. When you steam your carrots, all the juices, all the nutrients are still inside. The content, carbohydrate content, everything is still inside. So it's nicer than stir fry. But you can stir fry if you're using like olive oil, okay? And you don't fry it for long. You can still stir fry. And remember the quantity, but steamed, if you steam your vegetables like carrots and peas, they are better than stir-fried ones. Okay, Uche? All right, I think I've taken all our questions for today. Thank you for joining me once again. On Monday, we are going to be taking questions on diabetes and other things. And remember that in August, we are dealing with middle-aged women. I want to teach you how you can actually be healthier before you hit your menopause, while you are still at your peri-menopause and pre-menopause stage. So I'm going as low as like 35 years old, 30 years old. That is the pre-menopause, women who are still giving birth. What you can do to yourself to make sure you're healthy, so that as you're entering your peri-menopause, you're very healthy, you're not degenerating and feeling so bad, and then menopause and post-menopause. So August, we're going back to all those things, and also looking at some of the secondary issues, challenges, infirmities, and sicknesses that can arise from bad handling of your menopausal stage, so that we can prevent all that. So August is going to be full and very, very lovely. Remember, I have many books that can help issues you're having. So people keep telling me, treat high blood pressure. I've already treated high blood pressure. Type it on my page on Aging with Grace and you can get it. And I have a comprehensive book that can tell you a lot you need to know about your cardiovascular health to stay away from high blood pressure, strokes, and cardiovascular diseases. I also advise you to get it. Thank you all for joining me. Love you. Yes, Melly, wish you nice evening. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. What is Chinwe asking? Can one eat breadfruit and quantity? Well, I don't know what you mean by breadfruit. Is it fruit bread? These ones they add raisins in. You know, they have fruit breads that are white flour. Very bad. Don't take it. No matter the quantity, white bread, fruit bread, don't take it. But if it's whole grain with raisins, they are okay. Portion control, okay? If you're taking it, take it maybe like small. If you put the plate in your food, the food in your plate, let your eggs, maybe like 2 eggs, 2 or 4 slices of that, and then plenty peas, plenty carrots, plenty green bean sprouts and things like that you eat it with. So that's how you should have it, okay? I hope I've answered your question, Ihuoma. Who asked it? Yeah, okay, Chinwe. I hope I've answered your question. Thank you all. Love you all. Thank you. God bless you too. Thanks you for joining me. So go ahead and like my page. Send the page to friends so that they can like the page and follow me also. See you on Monday. Today is what? Today is Monday. See you on Thursday. Oh, you know what? I've been in Jos and I've been indoors most times, so I've lost count of days. Thank God I remember today is Monday to go live. Thank you all. Love you. See you on Thursday. Bye.